Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys the top 10 best untradeable items in RuneScape 3. So these items are going to range from quest rewards to minigame rewards, and also there are a few dungeoneering rewards on the list. And basically they're all really great items that are untradeable on the Grand Exchange, but they will help you in the game, whether it be PVM or skilling. Anyway, let's jump right into it. So the first item that I have is the Enhanced Excalibur. It is obtained by completing the Seer's Village Hard or Elite achievements, and you will get a better version of the sword if you do have the Elite achievements done. And it is used as a passive healing item, and it can heal up to 40% of your maximum life points every 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and that's with the Elite achievements completed. If you only have the hard Seer's Village achievements completed, then you will get a maximum of 20% of the life points. So it is half as good. So if you do have that Elite achievement completed, you can get the Elite Enhanced Excalibur, and you will get that passive healing. It's great in many different PVM scenarios, and I almost always bring it when I'm going to do a boss. Now the next untradeable item on the list is the Tokhaar-Kal Capes, and these are earned as a reward for completing the Fight Kiln minigame. They are actually the best in slot cape, and there's 3 different kinds, one for magic, one for melee, and of course one for ranged. They do provide a 33.5 style bonus for each of their respective combat styles, and they also do provide that 44.5 armor bonus. They are really great capes, and they are the best in slot, and you only need to complete the Fight Kill minigame in order to obtain these capes. Of course, this will require you to complete the Elder Kiln quest as well. The next really great untradeable item is the Darklight. This is obtained during the Shadow of the Storm quest, and then it can later be upgraded following the Dimension of Disaster quest, and you will need to spend 5 silver pennies to upgrade it. Now, this item is really great for fighting demons. It does give you an increased damage against basically all demons except for Krill and Twin Furies. And if you do have the upgraded version, so following the Dimension of Disaster quest, then you will get basically a 35% hit chance increase, and also an increase to your ability damage, and it will basically be a scaling 1.5 times to 2.49 times multiplier based on your attack and strength level. It will also increase your auto attack damage by 2.5 times. So all in all, this weapon is one of the best in slot weapons for fighting any type of demon. That does include Ripper demons as well. So if you are someone who does a lot of Slayer and you will get a few demon tasks, the Darklight is basically a must-have. And so next on the list is the God Books. So these can be purchased from Josic following the Horror from the Deep quest. It is a pocket slot item, and it will provide a +5 on your style bonus, and it will also give you a +7% for the upgraded version. So it can be upgraded following the One Piercing Note quest, and the upgraded versions, they also do offer a unique passive effect that can be activated. However, it will cause a bit of degrading, and you will need to upkeep that with some God Book pages. So it is a bit more expensive, but these passive effects are really great. For example, if you are using the Saradomin's Book of Wisdom, the passive effect, it will have a 5% chance to activate every hit. And when it is activated, a lightning strike hits the target for about 165 to 275% damage. So this will obviously increase your DPS a little bit. And the same goes for the other God Books. They also have their own passive effects as well, which will increase your DPS. Next we have the Slayer Helmet, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know what this is, but if not, basically you can learn how to craft a Slayer Helmet for 400 Slayer points, and you must complete the Smoking Kills quest first as well. And this Slayer helmet, it can be upgraded to a full Slayer helmet with a Hex Crest and a Focus Sight. And once you do have the full Slayer helmet, it will improve the damage and accuracy for ranged magic and melee attacks by 12.5% during your Slayer tasks. You can actually increase this percentage a little bit more when you do upgrade the Slayer helmet further. But basically, the Slayer helmet, it is extremely helpful for Slayer. It's something you're always going to want to use because it does have that pretty nice both damage and accuracy buff. Now next is the Ring of Vigour. This costs 50,000 Dungeoneering tokens, and it also requires level 62 attack and 62 Dungeoneering to wear. And when it is worn, it does have two separate effects. So first effect, and the one it is mainly used for, is when you do use an ultimate ability, basically it will cost 90% adrenaline instead of the regular 100%. So this is a great ring to switch to right before you're going to be using an ultimate ability, just so that you will save 10% of that adrenaline. The other effect of the Ring of Vigour is that the weapon special attacks, they'll only require 90% of the normally required adrenaline. So say you're using the Saren God bow spec, which requires 30% adrenaline, then basically it will only cost 27% if you are wearing this ring. Next on the list is another ring. It's the Asylum Surgeon's Ring. It is obtained as a reward for completing the Broken Home quest in under 37 minutes after the initial completion of the quest. So it is a bit of a unique way to obtain this ring. You must also complete a replay without dying and complete it without dying and consuming one or fewer pieces of food. Now the ring is pretty great. It does require 85 defense to wear, and it grants a plus 21 style bonus. This is actually quite high compared to a lot of the other rings, especially for an untradeable ring. It can even be upgraded for 10,000 tech die to add plus 2.4 of the style bonus to each of the styles, and it does have some passive effects. So it does have a 10% chance to prevent adrenaline loss when using threshold abilities, and this can only be activated once every 30 seconds, so there's a 30-second cooldown for that ability. And the other effect is that it does have a 40% chance of saving 25% special attack or adrenaline costs. So say you are using that Saren Godbow spec and you do have the Asylum Surgeon's Ring on, then you will have a 40% chance of saving 25% of that adrenaline when you are using it. So for example, it costs 30% adrenaline, so it will only cost 22.5% if this effect does activate. Basically, the Asylum Surgeon Ring, it isn't a best in slot item, but it is a great mid-tier to high-tier ring to use, especially for an untradeable ring. Now next we have the Wilderness Sword, and this is mostly useful for its various different effects, and it can be obtained by completing the Wilderness achievements. There is also 4 separate tiers to it. So if you do have the easy Wilderness tasks completed, you will get the Wilderness Sword 1, and it will give you some free teleports as well as the ability to locate the Hellfire Bow and the Wildy Worm. With the Wilderness Sword 2, you'll get a plus 5% XP boost per lap completion at the Wilderness Agility course, as well as an extra teleport. With the Wilderness Sword 3, it starts getting a bit better. You'll have a chance for the Mage of Zamorak to teleport you straight to the center of the Abyss, so obviously pretty good for training rune crafting. With the Wilderness Sword 4, this is really good because it makes it so the Searing Ashes from the Lava Strike Worms will always drop noted when wielding. And if you guys haven't already killed Lava Strike Worms, these Searing Ashes, they're worth a ton. You're basically going to be making 100k per kill, and they are quite easy to kill. The only downside is they are in the wilderness. So having the Wilderness Sword 4, it makes the Lava Strike Worms an exceptional money-making method, and it is even one of my favorite creatures to kill on a Slayer task. And next on the list is the Sunspear. So this is a level 78 degradable tribrid spear that is made during the River of Blood quest. So what I mean by tribrid, it can actually turn into a melee, magic, and ranged weapon. And it also does provide some benefits when you are fighting all of the types of vampires. And personally, the best use for this spear is by augmenting it, and then you can attach the Planted Feet perk to it. This perk does cost a little bit to obtain, so it is nice to have it on the Sunspear, just because then you have one weapon that can turn into all 3 combat styles, and it will have the Planted Feet perk on it. So the Planted Feet perk, it does increase the duration of Death, Swiftness, and Sunshine, as you can see, the normal duration for both of these is 30 seconds, but if you do have the Planted Feet perk active, when you are using one of these abilities, it will last 37.8 seconds. This is an excellent weapon to have that Planted Feet perk on, and also it's a pretty solid mid to high tier weapon, probably mid tier for most players. And if you are an Iron Man, it's an awesome weapon to get since it is a level 78 weapon for all 3 combat styles. And last on the list is the Charming Imp, and this can be purchased from the Dungeoneering shop for 100,000 Dungeoneering tokens. Basically, it will just pick up all of the charms and put them into your inventory. This is really helpful because picking up all of the individual charms does become a bit tedious. You also do have the option to convert them into XP. So for example, if you're not going to use the gold or green charms anyway, you can set it so they'll always be destroyed and converted into summoning XP instead. You also can add this to the tool belt for 500 Slayer points, and I do recommend doing that because it's nice to always have this Charming Imp on you, since it's an awesome reward, and you will be using these summoning charms for various different things, not only to train summoning, but you also need the blue ones to make binding contracts, for example. So they are going to be used, and it's nice just to have them accumulating and just have a nice stack accumulating in your bank. Anyway guys, that is everything in this video. I really hope you did find this video informative and interesting, and if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content like this. Anyway, I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.